Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to LOCS Lux Lifestyle. Welcome back to another video. So today I am here with my fall makeup routine, so let's get right into it.
As the sun shines on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
Most people, when the seasons changes, we start to, tweak certain things about our overall routine, and that goes for my makeup as well. So if you guys know me, for the most part my makeup routine stays pretty consistent, but recently picked up a few new products and I've been testing them out for the last couple of weeks. So I want to show you guys how I've been doing my makeup here recently, and I think this is gonna be like my go-to this fall. So I'm actually gonna start with my lips first. In a vlog this past summer, I showed you guys how I use like the Maybelline Tattoo Brow Hack as a lip liner, and basically this is a eyebrow tint, peel off tint, but people were using it as like a lip liner tint instead. And the directions say it's supposed to last maybe up to 3 days. Every time I do it, I may get like a day or two out of it, but I do think this is great, especially if you're going to be out all day or going out. You don't have to reapply your liner all day. So I'm going to start by applying this first because it has to sit for at least 20 minutes. So I like to do this before I actually start applying my makeup, so I'm going to do that first. I do have a little chapstick on, so I'm just gonna dab off that excess. So while I let that dry, I'm going to start by priming my face, and I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, one of my faves. And then next I'm going to go in with concealer. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite concealers, and that's the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Warm Sand. I've used this one in other videos as well. However, I'm going to apply it a little differently today. So usually this is just like my main concealer, but here lately I've just been applying it to the outer corner of my eye, under eye, like so, and then a little in the middle, and then just like that. And the other concealer I'm going to use, I recently repurchased this. This is an oldie, and this is the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. If you know, you know. I may be showing my age a little bit, but she used to be that girl. And I was actually watching one of my old makeup tutorials, and I used this, and I'm like, oh my god, why did I ever stop using the MAC Pro Long concealer? So I'm using this in the color NW35. So I'm just gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand. And this is a little runny, but a little goes a long way with this product. And then I'm gonna use this one to apply like in my inner corner. Now, I'm using again NW35. I like this one, but it can be a little bright. And so when I first started reusing it again, I was just kind of using it as my main concealer under my eyes, and it was just a little too bright for me. So that's why I went in with the Warm Sand first on the outer corner. So when I finally blend these out, the blend is just a lot better and not too bright. So that's why, yeah, I apply it the way that I do. And I'm also going to apply in the usual spots. So right above my lip, put a little on my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and then my forehead. And y'all, I really only use like 2 types of blushes. In the spring and summer I was doing more of a peachy blush, but in the fall and winter I like to do more of a pinky blush. So first I'm going to go in with my Benetint, and I'm just going to dab this on my cheeks. Then I'm gonna go in with the brush and blend that out. And I'm a blush girl, so I'm gonna go in with a little more. So sometimes I'll go in with a cream bronzer or contour. However, I just started using a new powdered bronzer, and it's a little deeper than the one I was previously using. So I'm not gonna apply any like cream bronzer or contour, but I am gonna go back in later with a powdered one. So now I'm just gonna take a dampened sponge. This is the e.l.f. Camel sponge, and the excess concealer, I'm just gonna dab the sponge into that, and I'm just going to begin blending out my under eye and the other areas that I applied concealer to. And when I blend, I always go in a dabbing motion. And then I'm gonna go back in with a bigger sponge that has like a flat side, and I'm just gonna use that to blend out the outer parts of that concealer so that it's not so harsh. And then for foundation, I have been using a new foundation. So this was really popular this summer, but I didn't catch on until a little later. So this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and I'm using the color Belem. I will have everything listed down in the description box if you guys are interested in any of these products. But yes, this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and I really like this foundation. The first time I wore it though, I didn't really like it, and then after a few tries, I started to get into it more. Before, I was using my e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation for a minute now, and I really love this one. So I think just trying out a new foundation in general, I just kind of had to get used to it. So I do like to take a couple of pumps straight to the back of my sponge, that same one that has the flat side. So I do like 1 to 2 pumps. Then with that, I'm just gonna go in and dab it on a couple of areas, and then I'm gonna just apply it like to the areas that don't have product. And then I'm gonna slowly begin like blending out the areas that have concealer, and going over like that blush. And I feel like this just gives it just makes everything, you know, a lot more seamless and blend together a lot better. And then I'm gonna go back in with a little more of that concealer. I just like having like 2 layers of my concealer. So, and I'm mainly just focusing like on the inner part. And then while that dries down, I'm gonna start working on my brows. So for my brows, I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I've been using this for years. One of my favorite brow pencils. So go in with the spoolie first. Just brush my brows up and go in with the tip. Just create those little hair-like strokes. The pencil part is really fine, and it just makes your brows look really natural without it being like too harsh. So I fill them in by just going up in hair-like strokes first, and then I outline the bottom part of my brow. And then for my arch, sometimes I'll go in and outline my arch too, just for more definition. And then I go back in with the spoolie and just brush my hair up and kind of blend out that product so it doesn't look super harsh and dark. Then I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other brow. And next I'm gonna go into my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the color 385. I used to go in with like an actual little angled or fine eyebrow brush, but here lately I've just been going in with the applicator and then just using that to outline the bottom portion of my brows. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit and go back to my under eyes. One of the biggest lessons I've learned with doing my makeup is just allowing, like, especially concealer, to dry down first a little bit before you start trying to like blend it out. I feel like you always get the most coverage and it always just looks better. So I'm gonna let my brow concealer dry out a little bit and I'm gonna go back to that under eye concealer and I'm just gonna blend that out one more time. Any excess, I'm just gonna blend it on my eyelid. So now I'm gonna set my under eyes. So I've been using a couple of new products. Well, I've used this product, but I've been using the new colors. So usually for my under eye, I usually use the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer. And I've always used a combination of honey and banana. I like the honey, but the honey is very yellow. And I feel like the honey works good like in the summertime if you want a real golden look. I like the banana, but the banana sometimes can be a little too bright. So I wanted to test out a new color, and so I recently picked up Cashew. So that's the color I've been using here lately. You guys can see it's definitely on the cooler side, which I think works well for fall and winter season. So I'm gonna use that same brush and just dab it, and I have a paper towel that I dab off any excess, and I'm just gonna press that into my under eye. Not too thick, enough to just kind of like set that product. I'm also gonna apply it again everywhere where I've applied concealer. I'm gonna set it with the Cashew. And then next I'm gonna go in with this Laura Mercier translucent powder. And then I'm just gonna use just like a tiny bit of this. Again, I like the inner part of my highlight to be bright, so I just go over it a little bit with some of this, just for a little extra brightening effect. Now I'm going to blend out that concealer under my brows, and I'm just using a powder that's close to my skin tone. I believe this one is from Maybelline, but I've had it for a long time, and I tried to repurchase it, but I couldn't find the right color. So yeah, I'm using this old powder, but it's been my favorite powder, and I'm like holding on by a thread because it's not much left in this thing, but it always sets my under eyebrows like perfectly. Then I'm gonna go back in with that sponge, and any leftover powder that's on it, I'm just gonna press that over like my entire eyelid just to set the concealer that I applied on it. Then lastly for my brows, I'm just gonna set them using the NYX brow glue. It's my favorite eyebrow gel. So next I'm gonna go in with my favorite face powder, and this is the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in the color N100. I'm gonna use this powder to just set my foundation. I'm using a flat like kabuki brush. I think these what these called. And then I just press that all over my face. Oop. And my lip stuff is starting to peel. Hold on, I'm gonna peel that off in a second. just setting my foundation, and I'm also like kind of blending it into the highlighted areas with the concealer, just so that everything blends together nicely. So as y'all can see, my lip stuff is peeling, so I'm just gonna start removing that. So this is how my lips look right now. I'm just apply a little, not concealer, what is this? Chapstick on it while I finish the rest of my face. Kind of got it a little high over here, but whatever, we'll fix it. So now I'm gonna go into bronzer, and I'm going to be using this Juvia's Place Bronzy in the color Deep Dark, and it's like a bronzer slash contour duo. So I like to use the top color. This would be more of a contour color, but I'm gonna bronze, so I like to use this top color. And I just put that onto my cheeks, like a little under my cheekbone. And like I was telling you guys earlier, this one is a lot darker than the one, not even necessarily super darker, but it's a little richer than the other bronzer that I was previously using. Which I still like the other one, but you know, switch things up every now and then. And then I'll put a little on my forehead for that bronze look. And then for my eyelids, I'm gonna go in with some of this as well. If I don't wear actual eyeshadow, I'll at least go in with some bronzer to like my crease and just blend that out. Just add a little dimension to the eye without doing like a full eye look. And I'm also gonna go back in with the same powder that I used to blend out my eyebrow concealer. And I'm just gonna blend that over that bronzer. Honestly, if you don't know how to do eyeshadow, this is like perfect, because it gives you that look like, you know, you did your eyes, but it's so simple. It gives you like an effortless, soft glam look. I don't contour too much, but I do just kind of go and blend, like, you know, the powder on my nose, just so that, you know, it's blended right. That's it for the eyes. And then for blush, I'm going to be using this Balm blush. Y'all have seen this in videos as well. This is in the color Pinstripe. It's like a pink color, and it also has a few like glitters and sparkles in it. And for the most part, that is it, y'all. So I'm gonna set my face, and I'm gonna be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And then if I want like a stronger setting spray, I'll go in with my Benetint Final Seal Matte Makeup Sealer. Now this makes your makeup really matte, but it also makes it last all day. But I'm not really doing much today, so I'm just gonna save this because this little bottle will be expensive. So, but if you do want a longer hold to your makeup, I also recommend following up with the Benetint Final Seal. And then at this point, I would do like mascara, but I'm gonna be doing another video for my lashes, so I'm gonna just hold off on my mascara just now. But if I were to wear mascara, I've been using these Essence mascara that you can get off Amazon. And these work really good. They always make my lashes look really long and full. But this is my face. And then next, I'll do my lips. So you see my lips are already pretty much lined from the other stuff. But I will go in sometimes with another liner just to clean it up mainly. Like this part right here is a little messed up. So, and just to kind of clean up that area where the product may not have been applied evenly. And then for my gloss has kind of changed depending on my mood. NYX Butter Gloss is always one of my go-tos. I have a bunch of these in different colors. highly recommend getting you a handful of these NYX butter glosses. They look really pretty, they work really well, they have so many different colors, and they are inexpensive. So if you don't have any of these yet, get you some. But here lately I've been wearing Cinnamon Roll, which is kind of like a nudish color. It's like a cooler nude though. It gives it like a pretty glowy look. Sometimes I'll just do it like this, and then sometimes I'll go in with just like a little bit of pink to the center of my lip. And this is NYX in Bit of Honey. And that's my makeup really. So I'm gonna finish getting myself together, and then I'll come back on camera and show you guys the finished look. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so here is the final look. I think it came out really well. I have been loving my new fall makeup routine. I applied some individual eyelash clusters to my eyes, as well as a little bit of bottom mascara. If you are interested in how I do my individual lashes, then I will have that video linked down in the description box for you to go check out. But all in all, this is the final look. I think it looks really good. I love like this bronzer that I've been using, because like most people, I get a little pale in the fall and the winter. So I love like how the bronzer, how it brings like that warmth back into my face. Also, this look is perfect to dress up, to dress down. I just love this look all around. So again, here it is. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Sharmel, and I will see you beautiful people in my next video.